Alright folks, welcome back to another Awaken Chaos Era video, and today we're going to finally complete this PvP series we've been doing. So this is going to be the best 5 damage dealers at the moment for PvP. Now this list was pretty difficult to do. The other ones it was difficult, but it was pretty set who was going to go in it. There's actually quite a good pick of heroes right now for the offensive damage dealers. Also defensive damage dealers, but just damage dealers in general in PvP. So I've actually got about 9 on this list, but I'm going to put 4 of them in as honourable mentions right now, and then we'll go into what I believe are the best 5 at the moment. It's all kind of to do with the meta as well just now. But the best 5, it's in no particular order, this is just what I think is the best 5. And again, this is my opinion, guys. Don't base your whole account on this. There's plenty of heroes that aren't in this list that can do crazy damage too, so as long as you put the gear on them. I mean, like most of these games, the heroes do only do so much. The gear is really the thing that does most of the damage, so even though you pull the best sort of damage dealer, if you don't have the gear for him, he's not going to be any use. So without further ado, let's just jump in, and let's just go through the honourable mentions right now. So the first honourable mention is Valeria. Now, a lot of people, this will probably be their best damage dealer, so sorry guys, but she's insanely good. I just couldn't fit her into the top 5 at the moment because she's fire-based, and there's a lot of good water heroes, like your Hackgrins and your Blackthorns on defences right now. But she's very, very strong. Very, very good hero. And second in the honourable mentions is going to be Vance, who was previously the king of the single target damage, probably still is one of the best, if not the best at it, just been outshined by one of the other heroes that recently got a buff. But he's very, very good at taking down single targets, especially if they have lots of buffs on them. That's mainly the reason that it's a little bit more subjective, because you have to make sure they put a lot of buffs on, which usually isn't a good thing if they start putting loads of buffs on. So, but he's very strong, he can deal a ton of damage. And another honourable mention has got to be Edicris since his buff. Now, this guy wasn't really much of a damage dealer before, but he can just take so many damn turns right now. I've seen him blow up entire teams pretty quickly, so this guy can definitely be used as a damage dealer. And last one on the honourable mentions list is actually good old Rickard. You don't see a lot of him now. He was used a lot more as a sort of defensive nuker, but he can be really, really strong in the right team because he does all his damage based on the true damage of this character's max health. So you can build him super tanky and still hit pretty hard. And I've hit pretty damn hard with this guy before. It's just a shame that he's only got A tier health. I wish he was like a legendary with super high S tier health, and he'd be a brilliant character. But yeah, that's the honourable mention. So you can see it's quite a competitive list, this. So let's jump into the first one in the top 5. So the first one coming in here is Yuri. This is the only hero I don't actually have on the list just now, but I've played more than enough of him to realise how good he is. He's got S tier attack, and it's nearly 1.5k, so he's one of the highest attack bases in the game, just behind Darkened Nicholas, I believe. And he has this ability here. This is the reason he's so good. Basically, all his attacks give an elemental advantage. Happens separately once per round when it's ascended. And he basically does an AoE here, which puts defense down as well for 2 turns and grants a shield, blah, 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 all that stuff. But basically, it smacks super hard because it all has elemental advantage. Now, the rest of his kit is just kind of standard. Removes the negative effect and deals 180% damage, which actually smacks as well. Hits pretty hard on the basic, but yeah, he's just doing a ton of damage because of this trait here. So that's the reason he's on. Pretty simple, will smack super hard. He's a light legendary, so pretty difficult to get. Like I said, the one hero on this list that I don't actually have. And the next one is obviously our good old friend Natalia. No damage dealing list would be complete without Natalia. I was kind of tempted to leave her off just now because I find myself not using her as much, but she's still really, really strong. I think you forget how strong she is, especially if you can get her in like a 2-piece attack set and 1-piece guard set. As long as you've got like 1-piece guard set on just to get that extra buff, so you deal a ton of damage here. Now, unlike the previous guy who's probably best built in an Avarice set, you don't want to build her. She's about the only AoE damage dealer that you don't want to build in an Avarice set, because this technically isn't an AoE, it just affects more heroes for every positive effect that she's got on her. So everyone knows how she works, I don't need to explain it now, but she is still insanely strong, so she's still, I think, in warrant of being in the top 5 at the moment. Now the next one on the list here is good old Darkened Nicholas. So he was kind of off the list for a while for me. I didn't really use him. I think I pulled him a while ago. I just never really built him, but he's absolutely insane in the meta just now, and I've used him to... So my account's fairly early on, but I think I placed 12th in the season there, which is pretty good, considering I think I didn't play for like the last 7 or 8 hours of actual arena time, because I was in the top 5 at one point. But yeah, so I managed to play super high basically by using this guy on offense for reset. So this guy is really, really strong for offense. The reason he's so good right now is because he basically counters this Lightwing Zachary meta on defense you've got just now. This guy's a nightmare for Lightwing Zachary, because as long as you don't have another Dark Legendary or Dark Hero, sorry, on the team, Lightwing will attack Darkened Nicholas right away, put him down to like 0 health, and then trigger his ability where he enters a dark avatar state, and he's also got invulnerable on, and then he comes back and blows everybody up with this AoE ultimate here, which is just crazy, because at the moment it just deals it to 2 enemies, but when he's in the dark avatar state it affects all enemies. It's insanely strong, and he's also got the highest base attack in the game by quite a bit. It's like 1.611, which is way higher than everybody else. He's got an A for crit rate as well. He's just got really, really strong stats all around, but his attack is insanely high. So this ability here, especially in an Avarice set, will do absolutely insane damage. Like I say, this is what it does normally. You click here in Dark Avatar state. You just need to click this button and it changes from 2 enemies to all enemies. So the AoE from Avarice set will apply there. He's also got a passive here. That's the one, the death immunity. That's the one that you need to trigger. But even here, if you trigger on this here, it does it to 2 enemies on his basic as well. So his basic hits super hard too. But it's all about this thing here, the ultimate, which is on a reasonably high cooldown, but you only really need to hit this once. That's all you need to do with this ability. And generally, you tend to blow up most of the team. Because he's also Dark Legendary, he's not going to have any weak attacks going ahead either. So super, super strong hero right now. Brilliant for taking down Lightwing Zachary, so make sure you build him up if you haven't already. Now, going from Darkened Nicholas, he's kind of a little bit more niche at the moment, just because he's there to counter basically someone that's in every single defensive team at the moment, into Evra, who's probably the all-star, I would say, in terms of just like AoE damage dealers, in my opinion. I tend to use her more than anybody because she just deals so much damage. It's ridiculous. She has got S tier attack as well. As you can see, it's like nearly 200 less than Darkened Nicholas, but she deals crazy damage. She's got really decent health as well, which is another thing that's good about her too. So she can survive quite a few hits, I've noticed. But she's got a brilliant ultimate which deals a random amount of damage actually. It's 150 to 200% it says on here. Then grants attack up on her. But also this passive usually triggers quite a lot as well, which deals even more damage. As you can see, this deals another 40 to 60% damage to all enemies. So you 100% need to build her in an Avarice set. She'll deal crazy damage. This the basic deals okay damage. The special here though, that deals quite a bit of damage actually, especially when it's hit this thing here, the gunfire. So yeah, again, I don't need to cover her. Everyone knows what she does, but she, in my opinion, is the most useful damage dealer at the moment. And because of the meta of a lot of Hackrins, a lot of Blackthorns, and then a lot of wood heroes like Methasias and stuff like that, she can just blow them all up. Really, her only nemesis at the moment is Brand, but you're seeing less and less Brand, especially because of Lightwing Zachary, I guess. I mean, Brand is still very much used, but yeah, not as much as he used to be. So I think she's in a strong position right now. And in last place, who would have thought this a couple of weeks ago? Nobody would have thought Arzag would have been on this list, but he is my favorite hero at the moment for PvP. For offense, he's just absolutely crazy because everybody's defense. Nobody's running like a Winstrex into nuker sort of defense because it's pretty easy to deal with. Everybody's running a really, really tanky defense, and this guy just comes up and cleans up the tanks so easily because of this trait now that's been changed. So he deals bonus damage to the main target based on the initial difference between the target's attack and this character's attack. Stack of block doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, well, it does actually. It means he can survive longer, and he also he puts down some crazy debuffs. But this can be absolutely insane as long as you work around it correctly. So don't attack other damage dealers because you will not deal any damage to them. There's no point. This guy is purely for taking down tanks, taking down your Methasias, taking down your Brands, taking down your Hackrins, anyone like that. That's what this guy does, which is basically every defense team. I mean, I've seen people who are now starting to build their tanky heroes with a little bit more attack just purely because of this guy. So I mean, that's how good he is. People are starting to actually rework their characters just to get around it, because this ultimate here, if he goes in, like say if you manage to get defense down on the enemy, and even better if like let's say Brand counterattacks them and puts attack down as well, this is like the dream. So you get attack down on them and defense down on him. You manage to get your attack up from whoever's buffing him with attack up. Plus, you could also use the special. which gives him another attack bonus. You will one-shot anything in this game. It doesn't matter what it is, off affinity, anything. The bonus multipliers seem to be pretty broken. But most of the time, I just go in with, like, you know, the attack up 2 from Brand on him. The opposing hero doesn't have the attack down, but they will have like defense down on them. And I pretty much, you know, especially on like Mathasia's, and that's not like positive affinity on Mathasia, it's just neutral affinity. I'll take most of their health off down to like a quarter health, and then I'm able to clear them up with my damage dealer coming in afterwards, usually like an Evra or something like that, or a Darkened Nicholas. So yeah, he's really good. And then the AoE here can hit pretty damn hard. Whoever you target is obviously going to take way more damage than the other ones. And also, it's worth noting, if you can put a little bit of focus, I think I managed to build my guy with good attack and crit rate and crit damage, but I've got about 60% focus, so he does land the no positive effects and the increased damage taken quite a lot too, which are two insanely strong debuffs for Arena. And then even the basic here, I've seen this basic hitting for like 15k and stuff. It's crazy just because of this trait. That is the main reason. Now, he doesn't have any S tier stuff. If he had S tier attack, he would be even more broken. But you want to build this guy with as much attack as humanly possible, full crit rate and crit damage, and then all you've really got to worry about is a little bit of focus if you can get it, but don't worry about the focus. If your gear doesn't let you do it, just concentrate on the attack, because there's no point in putting debuffs on if you kill the person anyway. So that's really the ideal solution, is no focus whatsoever and just smack as hard as you can. I'm fighting the kind of top teams in the whole realm just now, so most of them are so tanky that you're going to struggle to one-shot them all. So I like having a bit of focus on my guy, but I could definitely see an argument for no focus whatsoever and just as much attack, crit rate and crit damage as possible. I guess a little bit of speed, but he's actually got reasonably high base speed as it is, so it's not too hard to make him a little bit faster. So that is the list, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave in the comments below if you don't agree or if you want to change anything on the list. I'm sure there's plenty more damage dealers out there that I've missed. But I believe at the moment, especially with the meta just now we're working with a lot of Lightwing Zacharies, a lot of tanky defenses, I think this is probably the best ones just now. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great day. Peace.